You always look so serious, Cameron Fong.
Always.
That's just bad. That's just really bad. Lighten up sometimes, you know? Yeah, no? Yeah? Alright.
You're recording, aren't you?
Welcome back to the Unlikely Podcast. Cameron's looking rather happy finally, you know, because he doesn't look like this
Always.
every week. Not always. I called you this morning or yesterday on FaceTime and you were looking just dead. Like, dead. Anyways, this is not going to be a regular podcast. This is going to be a different type of podcast because Cammy is going home this Sunday.
Yeah.
After spending 9 months in Hong Kong, right?
Nearly 9 months, yeah.
It's been 9 months already.
Yeah, we'll say 8, about 8 to 9 months.
It's been crazy that you've been away for that long, man.
It's gone fast, dude. Real fast.
It's actually, I thought it feels more like half a year or something. I don't know. For some reason, I feel like you've not been gone for that long. Well, I'm not like I see you every day anyways, but like...
Yeah, I mean, like, yeah.
Yeah, so that's interesting. So this podcast, we'll just dedicate this to, Cameron's entire journey, trip, whatever you call it, that he's done in Hong Kong. So yeah, the first thing I wanna capture off you right now, your raw emotions, every day, is how are you feeling right now, knowing this is the last few days left? Like, how do you feel right now? How are your emotions?
It's funny you asked me that, because I've been anticipating this for a while, like knowing that I have to leave. I knew I had to leave, but it never really bothered me because I was like, oh, just do the day to day and like kind of enjoy it all. But I think as I'm closing down like day to day now, because today, right, we sent off Ryan and because Ryan was in Hong Kong, we sent off Ryan and I was at the airport with them. I'm thinking to myself, holy crap, I'm gonna be here on Sunday, me flying away. And I got really real for a second. I was like, damn, I'm actually gonna be leaving like real soon.
Yeah.
So after, especially this weekend, like saying goodbye to a lot of my friends because I probably won't see them this week, because I'm quite busy with family. I'm gonna miss it a lot. I think everyone's been asking me like, "Oh, are you excited to go back? Are you ready to leave?" I don't think I'll ever be ready to leave, as I wasn't ready. Because I wasn't ready to leave home when I left home, right? Because you don't quite know, like you get kind of a bit comfortable and like things are going the way you want, and like Hong Kong's so much busier than Scotland. But I am looking forward to going back to see my family, to drive, to eat Domino's. Oh my!
You've been saying that so much. Like I think a few podcasts ago, you were saying the same thing.
Yeah, like oh my, consistency, dude. Like no joke. I miss Domino's.
I don't like Domino's.
A lot. Yeah, I'm a little bit gutted that I'm leaving, but I'm excited as well. It's gonna be a fun year back in Edinburgh, I think.
So you're happy and you're sad at the same time. That's how you're feeling right now.
Very mixed emotions on both spectrums. So,
yeah. Okay, are those all your emotions about this right now? Is there anything else about that you want to say?
No, I mean that covers everything. Like I'm pretty excited to go back, but I'm also pretty sad to leave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
We got good friends over here, so it's pretty sad to leave.
Yeah. So now, like soon you're gonna leave. What will you miss the most about Hong Kong?
What will I miss the most? I think one thing I take, maybe not the most, but a big thing that I miss is I think one thing I take for granted now is like I walk out and I'm like, oh, it's so freaking hot. But like when I go back, I think I'll be like, oh man, it's pretty cold, like I just want some heat. So I think I'll miss that a lot actually. I'll miss as frustrating as the humidity and climate is. I think I'll miss it because it's nice and warm. I can go out in shorts and t-shirts and vests and not have to be like freezing my life off. Um, um, and I think if I was to choose, I'd probably miss people more. Yeah. I mean, like
I anticipated that.
company wise over here, yeah, been amazing.
Yeah, because I would say you made a lot of new friends there in your time.
Yeah, and it's not even just like as people probably see, like I do go out regularly, but it's not even just those, like just because we go out regularly, like we are actually a really close bunch of friends, and I've met a lot of people here that do hobbies as well, like photography. My colleagues, like it's just been amazing.
Yeah, because I'd say like especially in the last few months of you being there, you've made a lot of new friends.
Yeah,
Would you say, I feel like you made more friends in the last few months than in the first.
yeah,
Would you say so?
I think so. Because I think in the first couple of months I was still kind of adjusting and finding my own rhythm here.
Yeah.
So it was a lot more difficult to, find. And also I met some people that weren't quite the kind of people I quite like hanging around with. So it's been good and bad. It's been great. Like the past, I think maybe the since this year, like starting this year, like February time, maybe February, March.
Yeah.
Yeah, the friends I made.
So
But yeah.
those are definitely things you're gonna miss. Is like, so basically the climate, the weather, and the connections you've made in that time. Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. Okay. So what is something you wish you had done sooner or more while you were there?
Can we just put this on record first? Like Gabriel's made all these questions, but I don't. I've not. I
Don't
actually asked him.
stop giving
No.
excuses. I just want to capture your raw emotions, feelings, man.
No,
I
I
don't want
know.
you to.
I just want to explain to everyone that I don't know these questions. Like he's just made them, and I asked. Tell me
They
first,
don't
but,
care. Just go get to the question.
um,
If you think too long, I'll edit it. Probably. I don't care.
okay. The one thing I wish I'd done earlier or more of, I wish I got in touch with my community of photography people a lot sooner.
Yeah.
Genuinely, like, the opportunities that I've got in the past like 2 months by meeting them, like it's been so fun, and I've met they're like really really great people. And I just wish I'd done that sooner because I was skeptical. I was like, do I really want to go like integrate myself into that kind of community?
Why were you thinking that?
Because I think in Scotland, there's a wee bit of a. I don't think as if they're as open and easygoing as the kind of community over here. I think regardless amateur or professional over here, like people are very much quite nice. Like obviously you're gonna get your cliquey groups that don't socialize out with but I think the people I've met I've been very fortunate with. And like that circle is like ever expanding for me. So it's been great, yeah. I wish I'd done that sooner. I really did wish I'd done that sooner.
Yeah, because how long have you been doing it? Like a lot now? Because you've always done it a bit, but not like lately. You've been doing it a lot, like
yeah, like
Instagram.
When I came over, I was posting, but a lot of these shoots I was doing with like one or two friends or just myself.
Mm-hmm.
But the shoots I do with them, like I've improved, and I just like the things I notice to do and look out for is just it's been amazing. So I've only been like talking and meeting up with them for the past 2 months.
Yeah, it's not been that long, is it? Like
in 2 months.
I'd say a few months. Your last few months, because you can see that at the start you were just posting pictures just out of you wanting to get out, I believe, just seeing the city, exploring, and then later on you can see a change in your Instagram where you were doing, I don't know, like some projects or something that you had some theme with the black and white. I believe you had, right? Like you saw that it changed. You were getting more interested. Like you went to more places and stuff like that. if you look at Cameron's Instagram, you can see a change.
Instagram
You know.
plug right here.
Yeah, no, that's you're not gonna get it.
Okay.
No one's gonna get know your Instagram. Never, just kidding. They'll know. They'll find it. We put it downstairs probably. But yeah, so yeah, you can tell by some your I guess your progress that it's been getting more. You say it's your hobby, but you take it quite seriously for a hobby. You know, like it's something you've been expressing yourself more as a.
Yeah, I do and I don't. I really like using it as a way of expression. So it's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah,
But yeah,
definitely, definitely. So that's something you wish you had done sooner,
yes.
and more of is that. But yeah, it was a journey anyway. So now you know, and I think it's something to keep an eye on for the listeners because I think you'll do it more,
Get back.
and better as well.
I
Like as
hope
time
so.
goes on. Don't say I hope so. Don't piss me off already. You will do better. Stop being so negative. Jesus, making me angry already. Yeah. So that's keep an eye on that. Um, I don't have all these. I'm gonna do some disclaimer like Cameron. I don't know all the questions memorized. I wrote them down, so sometimes I have to look back. See that isn't it stupid if you do shit like that? That's how you sound to me, Cammy.
It's
Like this with your hands.
quirky. It's quirky.
No, you're. I would more call it flamboyant or metrosexual. There we go. You're my most favorite metrosexual besides Ryan. He's not here, by the way. I believe he's on his way, or he may
He
landed
is
already.
currently on a plane. Yeah.
Yeah, that guy's probably sleeping up there somewhere. I hope he makes it. I really do. Yeah. So let's see. What is Okay, let's go deeper now. What did you learn from your time being there about life? So, what's something you learned that's like, wow, I learned this here in Hong Kong, and this is what I want to do, or this is how I want to live, or think for the rest of my life, or something you want to take back home. What did you learn?
I think I think ever since we started blogging last year, I think we went through a lot of challenges. All three of us learned a lot of things. And I think we learned a lot of life lessons.
No, but I'm talking about you here specifically, about you in Hong Kong. Not don't.
Yeah,
Don't
I
take
know.
someone else.
I know. And I think a lot of those life lessons that we learned, we kind of knew, but I think a lot of them got more real when I came over here.
Yeah.
Because I was in an environment that I had never experienced before. I think one major thing, I've actually only noticed this in the past 2 or 3 weeks. I've become a lot more self-aware of the things that I want and that I like and things I don't want for myself. Like that. I know it's so cliched with Gary, but the self-awareness thing, like.
Don't say his name anymore, please.
Hey,
Please, let's
he
see.
gave us a shout out, dude. Like, come on.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll talk about it in the next podcast. Don't worry. We'll recap that later, and we'll put
No,
it.
in all honesty, I think I've become a lot more self-aware about myself.
Yeah.
Learning about what I want and what I don't want. And I think that's made a huge impact. And I think I got very lucky as well with people I met, the opportunities I got over here. It made me learn more about myself very quickly that I couldn't even keep up with. And I didn't notice that until a couple of weeks ago when I was speaking to my friends and they were like, oh yeah, so when you go back, like what are you going to do? And I've never been so certain about some things. Like I know when I go back, I'm going to be shooting more, well, taking photographs more, and I know exactly what route I'm going down and stuff. Like I think I'm a lot more confident in my decision making for things I want for myself now, and I think that's really comforting for me to be able to learn that. Although I feel like maybe 8 months was quite a long time for me to try and learn that, but I feel as if it's done now. It took me 8 months to get to this point, and I'm very glad I am at that point. I think it's made a huge difference.
Yeah. So that's something you contribute to being there. This is something you went through by like you came to this point by just living there, right? Right?
I'll actually tell you what makes what I feel why Hong Kong makes you a lot more self-aware. From my perspective, is because You meet so many people here, and it's so fast paced. So the kind of people that you meet over here can range from the best to the worst, right? So the worst and the best, like they're gonna try and influence you and like make you do things or make you say things or like influence you in the decisions that you make very quickly because that's just a pace that this place goes at. And I think in that moment you're struck with that decision, oh, should I just like go with it or should I just like go have dinner with them there or like you know what I mean? Like it's just things that take you out your comfort zone. And I think it makes you question where your integrity and where your boundaries are and where you're willing to go and stretch out to and where you're not willing to stretch out to. So I think that's what makes it so good for you to be more self-aware quicker. I think that's made a huge difference.
Yeah. So basically, Hong Kong is very fast-paced, and you have to make quick decisions about what you want to do.
And I think once you make those snap decisions, like you begin to realize more about what you are as a person and what kind of decisions you want.
And it made you less reluctant to try out new things. Would you say that? That you would just do it, just like something you've not done before, like for example.
I would still go for it. I think no, I mean like with my comfort zone, not necessarily because like I'm scared or worried to try it, but because morally I don't feel as if it's right or you know like
I don't know what you're saying.
No, as in like there's a lot of it's a very like consumerist society here. So people are like, oh yeah, you should just go and buy this, or you should buy this, you should buy, like it's all about material. That sounds really bad, but it's quite materialistic over here. And I think whenever like a lot of people try and influence you in that sphere of direction, it makes you question your own integrity. Like, what kind of person do you see yourself as? Like, are you wanting to be stuck in that society? I think that's one of the biggest things here. And I think for me, I learned that very quickly over here. I was like, that's not my kind of environment to be stuck in. I'm not saying we can't appreciate our possessions, but like there's more than all that. So like that's one huge example over here.
Yeah. Okay. So that's nice. So you'll definitely be. I mean, I guess you've become a better person because of all of these things you've done in these 8 months.
Yeah, I like to think so. Yeah, I would like to think so.
Or at least you feel like you've improved yourself.
Yeah, definitely, yeah. Definitely.
I can see it. So if you would say no, then I would be like, well, they will tell us wrong.
No, I definitely, definitely.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's nice. So, what is the most memorable thing about Hong Kong? Like, what's something you will always think about when you think back of Hong Kong? Like,
the most. Oh, that's actually a really difficult one.
Take your time, dude. What's the first thing in your mind? No, don't take your time. What's the first thing in your mind? Go.
First thing in my mind actually was there's so many, like it's just one really exciting thing was actually that time Fraser was over. So me and my friends we decided to go shoot, and I said, oh, Fraser, like as one of your last things to do, why don't you come with me? Because he was quite interested anyway.
Yeah.
So we went to this drainage tunnel, and I was kind of worried for my life because like on the walls, like this drainage tunnel actually overfloods. Like it's meant to capture the water. So it was sitting at like 0.5 meter in height water, but there was like scales that goes up to like 20 meters, and I'm thinking like, water is meant to go up that high. Then what the hell is gonna happen if we're here? Because like this was at the entrance. No, 20 meters of water. Like, dude, if this comes flying down, because we walked in the tunnel, and you saw where the tunnel was going down, like these huge stairs. You will see it on my Instagram actually. This huge stairs, and then you walk in, and then we went into the tunnels, and we walked for at least half an hour in those tunnels, and like
half an hour.
If this place floods in because there's a huge surface runoff, like I'm done. And Fraser was like low key freaking out as well, and it was like
You were walking for half an hour inside that thing.
yeah, it was about half an hour. It's a
Are you
huge place,
serious?
dude. Yeah, no joke. It's a huge place.
I don't look. I'm thinking right now. Is this illegal? That's illegal.
Actually,
It
maybe
was.
we should publicize this.
It's too late now, dude. We're not deleting this. No, but I don't think you're allowed to be there, were you?
I
To me, it
refuse to
sounds.
comment.
Yeah, exactly. That sounds really dangerous because 20 meters. I wouldn't be worried about it because I think the 20 meters is just in case for like a flood or something or like
Yeah,
something really
but
extreme.
the idea of that, like, I'm just. But yeah, because Fraser, I was like, oh Fraser, if you like, I'm so sorry. Like, you're gonna be leaving soon, and if anything happens, like, I'm so sorry. But
Damn. Nah,
oh,
you would survive that.
yeah, it was so fun and it was super exciting and it was really hot that day as well though. So
That's that place. You have a picture on Instagram with I believe with a lady with a umbrella.
yeah,
That's in there, right? Because that looked like a.
yeah, that was it. That was it.
I'd say this was in May.
I think so. Yeah, it
Because that's
was
when
May time.
Fraser was there. Fraser
Yeah,
was
when
there in
it
May.
was,
It was in May. Okay, so that was like your first near-death experience after the boat.
no, the boat was after. The
Yeah, I
boat
know.
was boat.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
that.
before the boat. Sorry.
Oh,
Yeah,
the boat. Oh, that was a fun one as well. I
that
actually
moment.
really enjoyed that. I really enjoyed that
Yeah,
insight.
Would you say that's also a memorable one that you nearly died?
Yeah, that's a memorable one.
Hey, hey,
Um,
hey, you nearly died.
yeah, but it's
Hey,
fine. Like, try not to think negatively, you know.
Cameron, you nearly died. I'm saying this over and over. I know, but
Yeah.
you nearly died.
Yeah.
Yeah, that we covered that in a different podcast. We made a bit of fun of Cammy just to cope with the drama, just to cope.
I mean, it was actually semi-terrifying because like we couldn't see like in front of us, and it was like,
We know. You told us in the podcast.
uh,
Listen back to our last podcast, I believe. That's when
it
Cammy
was
said it.
it was fun.
No, before the last podcast. Two podcasts ago.
The last one was the questions.
Yeah, that's 18. And you're right. Yeah, that's 18. The one before the question podcast, you can hear Cameron's entire story about how he nearly died. It's at the end of the podcast a bit. It's the timestamps, so if you want to listen back to that, please do. I actually make a clip of that. I haven't done clips this week yet, but we have enough funny clips for you guys since it's like a long podcast. But yeah, so yeah, those were the most memorable things about Hong Kong.
There's been lots. I can't categorize them, but that one sticks to my mind because it was really funny.
Yeah, even seeing Fraser being scaredy cat as well.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah. So yeah, what is your proudest achievement? What's something you're really proud of that you have achieved, or did we cover this already?
Proudest achievement in Hong Kong. Well, no, you didn't cover this. I think it maybe boils down to like, because you were saying what I feel as if I've learned, like in a deeper level. But I think achievement wise is, I feel like now I'm more confident in the fact that I can make it in Hong Kong. Because honestly, like when I came over, like I had no idea what to expect. No freaking clue.
Because it's a big city, right?
It's not that it's a big city. I think geographically it's quite small. And it's actually a very small place, especially for expats. But I think the pace and the intensity of it, I think is very tiring, and it's very different to UK. And I think at first I was like, okay, well I'm gonna take this full head on and make it work. But I was a little bit reluctant because I'm stepping into a zone I have no idea about. But yeah, I think that's the biggest thing for me. I think I've managed to hack it to a degree, and I'm looking forward to taking it further in future, hopefully.
Yeah. So it's like a personal, I guess, could you call it reassurance that you can...
Yeah, I guess so, yeah. Reassurance.
Yeah. So next time if you're going to be in a situation like this, you won't be as nervous as you were before Hong Kong. Okay, that's nice. That's nice. So I would so Hong Kong is a place you would definitely would you could you see yourself living there for like forever or just for a long time?
Not forever, definite, not forever.
Not forever, but for
Over
like
my over my rotting dead body.
why is that?
This place is not a place for like future wise. Like you see, if I'm like getting old and I want something relaxed, this is not the place for it. Definitely not.
Yeah.
Like this is too busy, too expensive. It's just so intense, and I don't think I'd like it if I was at an age where I wanted to slow things down. But definitely while I'm um young and wanting the extent of like this craziness, yeah.
Okay. So so if there's anyone listening to this that's like not sure yet about where in Asia they want to go, they're thinking about Hong Kong. What can you tell them to like? Why would they? Why? What should they consider about Hong Kong? Why should they go to Hong Kong? What can you give these people some advice
I think this
based
is
on your
actually
personal
really,
experience?
I think this is actually really difficult because I've met a lot of expats that have come over from UK and
Yeah.
European countries, America, Canada, and some go straight in and they love it, and some just can't hack it. And it's not because they don't like, it's not the fact that they can't work well or anything. You know, like the main thing is actually like living conditions that really gets to people.
Yeah.
And actually, it surprises me that that's the biggest thing. I would have thought work was the biggest thing, but living conditions really, it really affects them. Like people hate the fact that they have to like share rooms and like live in a shitty apartment and they don't get the space that they're used to. I
Mm-hmm.
think that really gets to them. Um, some people have said that they're never ever going to come back because of it. They they don't want to deal with that. Um, so I think it really boils down to yourself. But I think if you're coming to Hong Kong or you're wanting to, you have to be very ready to have an open mind and be ready to like really take on the culture of Hong Kong. Don't just like stick to the western side of Hong Kong because there's so much more to see and experience over here that as comfortable as it is being in your own bubble over here in Western communities with expats, it's it's so much more to it than that. And make sure to keep an open mind and be ready to just take it all in and don't be too scared about trying it out.
What's the
Definitely.
most British part of Hong Kong? Which the bottom side?
Hong Kong Island is your most westernized area, probably.
And the more you go north, the more the
More full it gets, yeah.
okay. So you would recommend people to also go explore that area.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like the villages, like if you go further up, on like East Rail, like on the East Rail line, Blue Line, you got like Satin, Daibo, Fortan. Like these are like more localized. I don't know if you can call them like townships, towns, villages, and there's just more character to them.
Yeah.
That's very different from what you see, what is typically seen as Hong Kong, like high skyscrapers and like crazy like there's some more space, more lush greenery. You still get high rises, of course, but it's very more local. And there's a lot more distinctive character to what I feel Hong Kong has a crucial part of. So yeah, don't
Okay.
be afraid to explore.
Yeah. Yeah. So those were my questions, and I want to kind of close it off with by you uh, just going on, like talking about something you want to mention about Hong Kong, maybe some stories, maybe you want to say something about your friends you had there. Like I want you to close this off by saying as much as you want about Hong Kong, like all everything, because I want you to when you maybe look back at this in 10 years to to remember as much, like so what do you want to like say about the entire experience? Just go on, just go.
um, I think Hong Kong gives a lot of character building, a lot of character building in all different ways. Every single possible way you could think of life, Hong Kong can provide that character building experience for you. And it's going to be tough, and it's exhausting, and it's probably the place that you'll hate uh, for like your first month of being here, I think, because everything's just so damn much at once. But I think once you start kind of sussing it out and like being a wee bit more accustomed to it, you're gonna appreciate this place so much more than you would ever imagine. And definitely, if you're gonna come over, don't do it for like 3 months or 6 months. You'll never have enough time to take it all in. Make sure you do like a full year. Because even after like 8, 9 months, I'm still like, there's so much for me to do, and I just don't have time, or I haven't been able to dedicate time to it, especially while I'm working. Um, in the past 2 weeks have just been like non-stop, trying to do as much as I can. So make sure you do a year at least. And the one thing my family used to say to me, like my cousins, a lot of them said they were only gonna come over for like 1 or 2 years, and some of them are here for like 7, 8, 9 years now. Like they get addicted to this place real fast. So like be ready to like take it all in and just experience it, because it's one of the most amazing cities ever. Like it's expensive, but if I think for an expat especially, like if you come here and if you can work the work, then I think you should mostly be okay. Like it's not something you have to worry about too crazily much. Um, as long as you keep an open mind about your living conditions and what you expect from this place, like this gonna definitely show you a lot more than you would ever think. And I obviously haven't done like other big cities like London, New York, and things like that, but um, this place is literally a second home to me now, as much as it used to be already, because this is where my parents are from. I think just hearing it from them is different to being here yourself, living it day to day. Like this place has sped up my process of learning so much more. Um, I'm prepared to be a little bit annoyed because it gets so busy and cramped. So like, yeah, I think you'll probably get a little less patient with people. um, in a good and bad way, I guess. Like, because you just want to get things done or get to wherever you need to go. But I think you get less patient with people over here. But that's okay. I mean, that's part of it. As long as you know that it's what this city's about, and it's one of the most amazing places that I've been to. Because I used to come back when I was younger, but it's different from being young and with your family, and being a tourist for like a couple of weeks compared to being here full time, hardcore grinding for nearly a year. Like it's a whole new thing, and I feel like I've aged like freaking 50 years. I want to sleep for like 3 weeks.
But I want to sleep for 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, definitely
okay.
don't say no. If you get the opportunity, don't say no.
Are there any other emotions you want to share about Hong Kong? Oh, let's do this. I'm going to say an emotion and you're going to say something about it.
Okay, this will be interesting.
Okay, angry. What makes angriness?
Angry.
What made you angry then?
Work style. Like, you have to understand over here, like, I'm not saying work relations aren't great with your bosses, but they have high expectations and they don't necessarily filter themselves very well, or they don't understand how to work around something sometimes. So I think from experiences I've heard from my friends as well, like, sometimes you just have to take it with a pinch of salt, as angry as you get with like last minute deadlines and like having to OT and like just a whole work life. It can get tough, but just try not to be too in that moment and get frustrated about it. Because you get angry, you freaking get angry, but just take it with a pinch of salt and try to think of the bigger picture. Because everyone makes their own mistakes and your boss isn't perfect either, you know, so.
Definitely. And you know what made me angry? When you always would send those Snapchats with OT and then that Drake song. I wanted to. That always made me angry. So that's
You
something
know,
I want to
sometimes
share.
like, I just done that, especially I know that Gabriel's gonna see that and he's gonna be like so pissed off.
I know you didn't do that. That's what you did, dude. But that's too much. Okay, happiness. What made you happy?
Happy.
Drake.
I think be prepared to like experience new things because new things over here, like the whole culture and everything, because Hong Kong's like a hub for Asia and near enough huge expanses of the world. So prepare to meet like some of the most amazing people with different experiences in life that you might not have even heard of ever. Be prepared to try things that you've never ever tried and enjoy them.
Yeah.
Be prepared to be in one of the busiest cities in the world and just
No, I'm
see.
saying what made you happy. So the people made you happier. Let's keep it to the
Yeah,
question.
that's what I'm meaning. Like being in the busiest city here makes me so happy. Like being able to see how things go so quickly, like it's insane and it's really exciting and like it makes me so happy to see it because it's super exciting. The pace over here, but definitely I think people,
Okay.
pe- the people will make you happy.
Yeah. Okay. Confused. What made you confused about
Confused.
confusion?
Fusion, I don't think I ever got confused over here.
Like nothing with the culture. Well, obviously you're already from Hong Kong, but I don't know. You
Yeah, I mean,
grew up in.
maybe even me being like relatively Asianized by my family. I still get confused at some cultural things. I'm like, uh, especially very nice, but I could see like it can get a bit confusing, like some things that we do, like and like maybe like cleanliness, like people
Okay.
like eating out, like they think hygiene that probably confuses the hell out of them. Like, why on earth is it like this? But it's fine. Like, just
Yeah.
it's fine. Don't worry about it too much. Try not to get too confused. Just accept it. That's how it rolls over here.
And sadness. What made you sad about Hong Kong, other than leaving?
Um,
Something you saw, something you feel about it.
I think uh, people over here. I think like meeting my colleagues and meeting lots of young people over here. I think, especially locals, I think you see the faults of Hong Kong and where the government and the whole city uh, is a downfall for the people that were brought up here. I think it's actually quite. To me, I'm like I see how fortunate I am with some things, and it's really quite sad that some of them don't feel as if they have an option. Because this is one of the highest depression and suicide rates in the world. I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
Well, not as much as Japan, I think, or Tokyo even, but I think it's one of the highest here, especially for young kids and teens. Education, I think, really puts a lot of pressure on them, and I think the whole culture of it, culture of family, like wanting them to do well in school and like this and that, and like getting into university, doing law or medicine, and I think like a lot of that pressure is it's really quite sad because a lot of them don't get to live, and I think they miss out on a lot of things that I think we were both very fortunate with for being brought up in a Western society. Um, and it's really quite sad. So, and especially the generation that are older now, they don't have an option because everyone outcompetes them, so they're stuck in the jobs that they don't want to do, and they have no options to leave. Like
Yeah.
it's pretty depressing. Um, so I think that's why a lot of them resort to materialism for some kind of fulfillment and happiness,
Yeah.
which on the grand scale to me is quite sad because I feel like they've not had the opportunities that we've had to experience a more deeper, fulfilling and meaningful kind of outlook on things. And it's hard for them to because they have so much pressure on another side that they can't even. That's not even an option for them, really.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, that's. I think that's one thing that gets to me over here. Culture, local culture over here.
Okay. Yeah. And as a final thing, final thing. I said final already, but what do you want? Okay, what don't you want older Cameron Fong to forget? So let's say 10 years, maybe now, 20. What's something you from your younger self to your older self that you don't want to forget?
One thing I don't want to forget. One thing I don't want to forget. I think.
Something. Yeah.
Sorry, what were you gonna say? I feel
Maybe
like that might.
maybe something that you makes you happy. Maybe something that you want to live your life like. I'm just trying to think like something like I cannot forget this. This has made me a better person. And if I'm older, I want to remind myself to look at life this way, or like what's a message you have for future Cameron Fong looking back at this?
I think one thing I never ever want to forget is how openly sociable I should be with people over here. Because I think if I wasn't as openly sociable as I was over here and willing to just kind of talk, I wouldn't have met some of the most important people I've met over here. And I think that's a really big thing, because I think a few of them, they perhaps didn't have someone there to listen to them. And some of them didn't have someone that can keep up with them on a deeper level. And I think I really appreciated meeting people like that as well. So I think that's one thing. Like I don't ever want to miss an opportunity to be able to meet people anymore, because it's a shame. There's a lot of good people out there that find it difficult, like us, to meet very like-minded people in society, and it's I think that's been really important, very important. Everything has been important. I don't think I'm gonna forget. I might forget the experiences, but I don't think I'm gonna forget the life lessons that I learned over here. Definitely.
Well,
I don't think
this podcast we're making sure of it for sure. So yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be 10 years time, and I'm gonna do something. You're gonna slap me in the face and like show me this podcast.
Yeah, so that's what I want to do. That's my goal with this question, because I'm sure we'll be able to look at this back in like in a long time, So that's why I'm asking this. But I agree with you, and that's something I regret. I've had a lot. Like what I've had is the same thing. Like that I've not taken that decision to do what you just said about like just socializing with people, because it can change your life a lot for the better, maybe for the worse, but also for like it. I think it's also. I just think it's a positive thing, because if it's a like-minded person, then the possibilities are endless. Like we met through playing video games when we were like 17, and we don't play video games as much. But look what we do now. Like we do this, like so. You never know if you meet another person, especially for you, like with photography, that shows you a new style or something, shows you a new set, like, and then just improves your life, and you can maybe improve their life. So I definitely agree with you, and yeah, if future Gabriel's looking at this, come on, dude, do it as well. Listen to this and learn from it.
Listen to me.
Yeah. So yeah, I think that was a nice thing to close it off with. If anyone's listened to this, the entire thing, I hope this was useful for you. I hope this was useful for you as well, Cameron Fong, especially, since it's your last week there, So, yeah. Anything you want to say before we close this off, man? Any parting words?
Yeah, stick to your guns. Always stick to your guns.
Stick to your damn guns. You heard it. So, yeah. Thank you for listening, and we'll see you again. Wave, Cammy. Wave to your future self, dude. Wave. Hey, future Cammy. Oh, Jesus. This is embarrassing, huh? All right, I'll stop recording. I'll stop now. Okay, bye.